let me draw a distinction really quick between Posie Parker and Parker Posie. It's that Parker Posie can get it. You understand? Can get it. Posie Parker cannot. Thank you. Oh, Kaylin Conrad. Aw, thank you very much, Kaylin, for following and watching. I appreciate it. Of course, I feel everybody in the chat probably knows Kaylin's videos, but if you don't, of course, go check out their stuff. Yes, chat is already popping off about Kaylin. Blue Sky Drinking. We are having a nice evening so far. Yes, in a video broadcast on Twitter that same month in February 2023, Parker threatened women who oppose her, stating that those who stand in my way will be annihilated. So she's on that like cartoonish villain tip, which is so funny to me. I forgot about the the TERF activist who was recorded quoting Adolf Hitler's book at the Posie Parker event. I guess it's all of that is to say that Kellie is A, no stranger to controversy, B, loves to stir the pot, and C, and probably most importantly, gets very mad at trans people over the smallest slight. Perceived slight, I should say. I shouldn't say she's a real, really actually needs it to be an affront to her. So when Dylan Mulvaney, and this surprised me because I had to do a little bit of looking into this. Dylan Mulvaney, the TERF Right's favorite trans woman punching bag, won a Woman of the Year award from a magazine in the UK. Now, I had to look this magazine up because when I saw the cover, I thought it was, it was Time or Women's Health or, something that you could find on every supermarket shelf. But no, it was from, what was the name of it? It was Attitude magazine, I believe. Yes. Best-selling gay magazine in the UK and Europe. Named Mulvaney its Woman of the Year. So, oh yeah, Kaylin Conrad, she's equal parts rage and cringe. And here's the thing, I'm going into this, I have watched some of her videos before. I haven't subjected any of my viewers to them yet. But I'm going into this one blind. Because what she's doing here is something, and we see it in when we did our video on conservative comedy. It's very much in line with kind of what JP Sears does, where it's trying to be satirical, but it's just so full of spite and ignorance, and it misunderstands like the very thing it's trying to insult. So Dylan won a Woman of the Year award from a queer magazine, which absolutely makes sense because she's trans. Kellie, and of course in the UK on TERF Islands, this had a small firestorm on TERF Twitter. Santa Llama, remember the epic time when conservatives boycotted that beer company? No. And okay, here's the thing, Santa Llama, about the beer company. Everybody thought the way the story was spread was that the conservatives like Dylan Mulvaney was like the face of Bud Light. That's not the case. Bud Light did what they've done with other influencers, and they sent Dylan a promotional can with her face on it. And that's it. Like that was enough to get them into a foaming rage. Like it was never going to be sold on shelves. It was never going to be something other people could buy. It was a promotional opportunity with an influencer who has a really big platform. Like it was just marketing. It was just capitalism at work, and conservatives like lost their minds over it.
I'm trying to win an award for...
Look, I realized at like 5 seconds in, and I'm stopping it already, but I thought that maybe the thumbnail was just a accident, that the film quality was an oopsie doodle. I don't think it is. I think it's just like it's meant to look like this. And she again, I don't want to, we are not in the habit in this chat, in this space, we do not insult people for their looks. We do not go after that. But I have noticed in a lot of her pictures and stuff, she does the Instagram like smoothing filter thing a lot. And by having these kind of bright lights directly on her face, by pumping up the saturation, that kind of gives a similar effect. I just find the general aura like nauseating. As somebody, and you can look at anything on my channel, as somebody who loves a good oversaturation. Like I love me some oversaturation. Oh, she's streaming from Zoom? Oh, that's why. That's bizarre. Kaylin, this is her basement that she always films from. Every time more paraphernalia is added. Again, like looking around, I can't complain about adding paraphernalia. I don't even think I had my Lego skull up last time I streamed. So, like, I am not one to talk. Also, girl, what are you doing? Okay, so here's her. We're gonna do I'm willing to bet satirical tirade about trying to win the Woman of the Year award from a UK queer magazine.
A Woman of the Year award. So I thought I'd share with you my top tips. I have fake tips. I feel that is part of the achievement of being a woman. So I'm very excited about that. And I've got my lovely wig. I believe.
So a couple of things already. One, a lot of TERFs like to equate gender confirming or gender affirming surgeries like breast reduction, not breast reduction, excuse me, breast expansion, breast implants, with trying to like cosplay as women. But that kind of just throws under the bus the majority of people who get those surgeries who are cis and doing it for other gender-affirming reasons. Savvy Writes Books is a great example of somebody who they've spoken very openly about how their body, like they had body dysmorphia, or dysphoria, excuse me, over their breast size, the one that they were born with. And so they got breast reduction surgery. And they've spoken at length about this on their channel. I recommend going and checking out Savvy Writes Books. But that's just an example. And it goes the other way too. There have been plenty of cis women who get breast implants just because they like it. Just because. So the idea that, like, she's already trying to make it seem that, okay, to be a woman, to win this award, you have to be cheap, you have to be fake, is the kind of angle that she's trying to hit it from, like a lot of TERFs, where they have this weird cartoon idea, like in a lot of the the just rancid, hateful, bigoted memes they share around that you'll see, where they're sharing their version of a trans woman that they've concocted in their head is somebody who like never shaves, and they have like days worth of stubble, and they're wearing shitty like Technicolor wigs and ill-fitting dresses, and it's like, you've never met like a single trans person, have you? Like a single one at all? Like you're just making up this version of somebody so you can feel more justified in being mad at them. Yeah, and the wig thing is especially funny to me because I still get on my, what video did I get? I think it was on one of the Matt Walsh videos, and I'm not wearing any makeup. I'm not wearing anything today. I'm in goblin mode. I've been editing all day, and it's Friday the 13th, so I just wanted a nice chill stream. But I got accused of being, oh, thank you, Tea with Goblins. Tea with the Goblins. Tea with Goblins, why do you sound familiar? Are you in... Tea with the Goblins, are you in Hannah Reloaded's chat at all? If you're there. Oh my gosh, that is so weird. I mean, and not that weird. I love Hannah. It's not weird that you would hang out there, but I've watched, it's just weird recognizing a streamer's name. Um, yeah, thank you. Thank you very much for following. Yeah, no, Kaylin Conrad, every trans woman has a wig and lipstick on at all times. I get accused of, and you can probably see it on the screen, like, I have a very, it's a little toasty in here right now, and I have a very, like, fragile complexion where I will get, like, very rosy cheeks out of nowhere. Um, and I've been accused of having shitty makeup, like I don't know how to apply blush because of that. I got accused just the other day of wearing a wig. Like my hair was a wig in I think it was one of the Matt Walsh videos where I had my hair straightened and much more feminine presenting. Which was like the only thing, because people, TERFs can't help but go on tirades. Like they always have to be like, ooh, you know what, who we should check out really quick? Ooh, let me see if I can look her up. I messed up this name last time too, but there is somebody who has been in, I'll have to prepare it another time, but there is somebody who has popped up in my comments, like she hate follows me, I think, and she will just go in my comments and go on tirades about how, like, you just put on womanhood as a costume with your terrible wigs and bad makeup, and it's just like, first off, I don't identify as a woman. I'm non-binary. Hello, dog. Dog says hello. Dog says hello. You want to see what's going on up here? Yeah. Hello. No kisses on stream, goofball. Sheppy Hand says hi, dog. Come get pets. Come get pets. Everybody loves you, lady. You're a star. But like they just go on these at length tirades. And it's especially funny when they're like, putting on a dress and a shitty wig doesn't make you a woman. And I'm like, I always have to ask. The only thing I'll respond with, doesn't matter if they write a whole paragraph, doesn't matter if they write two. The second they mention wig, the only thing I can respond with is, do you think I'm wearing a wig? Like, do you not know what hair looks like?
That this is the way for real women. If you want to win an award, not just actually be a woman, which is so boring. You actually have to really be a woman. You have to have days and days of girlhood.
Whoa. Okay, she just went like a little bit Joker there. Obviously she's referencing Dylan Mulvaney as the I think, was it 100 Days of Girlhood, or the vlog series that she did that everybody on the right wing freaked out about, where she was just basically giving a very comfortable, casual look into the life of a trans person, trying out or taking their first steps into their gender identity for the first time. And they were like, oh, you're doing it as, you're a costume and stuff. Sorry, if you hear that sound, that's my dog. She is sitting like right here, and she's resting her head on my knee and squishing her ball. It really couldn't happen to a nicer person, this level of harassment, because Dylan has been nothing, and first off, incredibly gracious for not blasting back at critics who are extremely easy to snipe at for their ignorance and stupidity. Like, that would not be me. Like, rest assured, if I was ever in the crosshairs of big conservatism, I'm going out all guns blazing. Like, Dylan Mulvaney rises above it. Could never be me. Could never be me. Kaylin, her sign in the back, being a woman is not a hate crime. Oh my God, I didn't even catch that one. It's like nobody is saying it is. Like, nobody is, they're trying to conflate their advocacy for women's spaces, which to do, they just rely on open bigotry. They're trying to say that is like, oh, they're going to get canceled for that. But it's like, no, you're just, maybe don't be a dick.
You have to just be, oh my God! Ah! Over the top. I believe I've got just enough makeup on. And I've had a really close shave. And I think, from now on, if we want to be taken seriously as women, and we want to be the best women, then we are going to have to put more effort in to being women. So less of the kind of periods, housework, doing manual labor, doing unpaid labor around the home, less of those ovaries, less of the ovaries, less of the actual real breasts.
This is so weird. Yeah, Scented Llama, you're not wrong. She has a very like Marilyn Monroe-ish style thing going on, which is, I think, its own issue. But like she's very she's very obviously mad. Like she is not doing a good job at hiding being mad. Her words are not the point she's making was clearly not prepared beforehand. Like she's not working from a script here. She's kind of just ad-libbing her way through allusions to Dylan without actually calling out Dylan, and making fun of the exuberant way that Dylan has presented over time. Yeah, no, Kayla, like she is seething. She is so mad, and she's doing what I've seen Alex Jones do sometimes, and just like kind of grasp at straws, like just grab at whatever they can and try and like just wring some point out of it. And it's a really confused point because she's like, again, it's that difference between satire but not understanding the point you're trying to make or understanding how to go about it. Because she's saying like all of these things that would be gender affirming or might be things that trans women do, like shaving, which again, not all trans women do that. Electrolysis is a thing. Getting breast implants. Again, not all trans women do that. There are plenty of trans women who are happy with the natural breasts they grow with HRT. Wearing a wig. Again, not all trans women do that. There are plenty of trans women who have natural hair. And she's saying all of these things, but it's undercut by the fact that she herself is a cis woman. So it doesn't really... Like, she already is the thing that she's trying to say we need to be more like. It's a very confused, like, metaphor.
Into my pants, and then I've tucked it between my arse cheeks. Because if you haven't tucked a testicle, you haven't lived a day as a woman. That's all I can say. So that's how you... Oh my God, everything's that's my advice. I hope by next year I'll have won a woman award, because I'm hoping to get some really undeserving celebrity endorsements. I'm hoping that silly girls.
I can't tell if she's just mad at Dylan for like existing or sincerely thinks that she deserves, like, because obviously she's pointing at like Dylan as this person doesn't deserve celebrity, but they're an influencer. Like that's what they do to earn their celebrity status. Yeah, no, like, and Turtle Boom, like, it kind of, like, that part especially came across as extreme jealousy to me. Won a woman award. Yeah. Like, also, it was a Woman of the Year award from a queer magazine. I feel like that part is being overlooked. It's not a mainstream publication that usually gives out stuff to straight cis women. Like, it's a queer magazine. Like, what are we talking here?
Follow everything I do. And I will just say things like, oh, I'm going to have a fight. Oh, look at me. Oh, I don't know what to do. And just by doing that, I think that will earn me some major advertising revenue. Really looking forward to it. Sorry, just one moment.
Did she really
really looking for... Oh, it's ever so hot. It's ever so... Oh, my actual breasts are getting in the way of my fake ones. So, yeah. So if you need some tips on how to be a woman,
peaked a little pitchy on that one. Just a little squeaky. She is so painfully uncharismatic. True. Like, it really is. I mean, she has vitriol. Like, she has venom. She has the bile that a lot of these other TERFs. It was, what did I call? I made a joke about TERFs and I think it was righteous anger. If you replace, it was Nazis, but if you replace, like, if you replace, like, upper middle class white boys who didn't ever accomplish anything in life with failed mother figures, is what TERFs are. Like, it really, you get this, and I'm not saying every TERF is like this, but you get a sense from the way that they throw themselves into it. It kind of reminds me of QAnon in some ways. The way they throw themselves into their identity and build their lives around it, to the point where there's so many people I've interacted with or who have commented on my videos, and their usernames and their pictures and their entire profile is just dedicated to saying, like, men aren't women, or trans women are men, or, whatever. It's like that is the thing that they're like, okay, this is going to, like, it feels genuinely like they give their life meaning, or they feel their life gets meaning from that. And it's, like, kind of sad in that way. And I feel like this person is very much okay, we're almost halfway through it. Gang. We can stick it out.
All you need to do is just watch a little bit of TikTok. Oh, is it like this? I've got too many double chins for that. And camera. All my photos are going to be like this from now on. To hide my... what I was going to do is I was going to actually draw an Adam's apple just so I could cover it up. Because if you're a woman, you have to cover up your Adam's apple. If you're a real woman, if you're really devoted to womanhood, then this is what...
I hate that. I really dislike that. This is what you need to do. I hope you will vote for me next year. I'm hoping to win the Virgin Attitude Award because I'm not actually I'm not gay, or I'm not a lesbian or bisexual, but I've heard if I just identify into that, I can win one of their awards. It's an LGBTQIA plus magazine. Kelly? LGBT is the part of the big four, you could call them. LGBT. The T is for trans, Kelly. If it's a queer magazine and it covers trans people, whose space is she taking away? Getting an award in a queer magazine. Like, but these are the people who are also driving the bullshit LGB without the T and all that stuff. Caitlin Conrad, it's the first time they've ever engaged in activism and found purpose. Yeah, 100%. Like, and a lot of people, and you see it a lot in the way, at least a couple of years ago when QAnon was kind of starting to die down a little bit. It's still out there, but when there was a glut of people who were like, maybe our family members are kind of going crazy from this and we should intervene. You saw a lot of people who found, like, purpose and community. Community is a big part of it, of, I think, a lot of modern alt-right and political movements. You saw it very easily with things like the Proud Boys, where it would be a lot of young men who might find Jordan Peterson, they might find ideology that is kind of adjacent to that, and then get sucked into these groups where they ultimately are finding not just a sense of purpose, but people that they can see as friends, people that they can go and hang out with and visit with. And you see it even with the hate church. As, like, miserable as they are, like, there is a sense of fellowship and community there, even if they are bonding over, conspiracy theories and hating the same things and misinformation. So I think, like, it's very much in that same, capitalism is atomizing. Like, it's very much that same thing where they are looking for, even if they don't necessarily know it yet, they go looking for answers to the problems that a lot of us face in capitalism. And they find other people saying, oh, it's, the Jews. It's trans people trying to take away spaces. It's the Mexicans stealing jobs. It's, any number of bigoted talking points. Like, a lot of them have very similar stories. You hear a lot of stories about people being, thank you very much, Dark Excalibur 42, for subbing. I appreciate it. A lot of similar stories about people who are, they've been isolated from their families. Or, somebody in their family came out as trans, and everybody else is accepting, but they're not. And they bond with other people who have likewise experiences. Much like you go into neo-Nazi groups or neo-Nazi forums, their odds are, and it was this way at the Hate Church. Like, you can see in the video I did, there are multiple people who were like, oh yeah, at my last job, I got demoted so a woman with blue hair could get promoted or whatever. And it's like, whether that's true or not, what they perceive it to be true is important. That they perceive it to be true is important. And so they're able to take that and bond with others over it. It's like, oh my gosh, you lost your job to a blue-haired lesbian? I lost my job to a Mexican. We have so much in common. Even if it's like there are probably a bunch of other factors in there that they don't really want to grapple with. Because ultimately, it's easier to point a finger and blame someone.
And maybe it means I get free virgin flights. What's a virgin these days anyway? It's just an identity. So, yeah, it's like, it's so, I was just...
Wait a minute. Hold up.
I really need the...
DJ, run that back.
Anyway, it's just an identity. To be an all bisexual, but I've heard if I just identify into that, I can win one of their awards. And maybe it means I get free virgin flights. What's a virgin these days anyway? It's just an identity.
That's what we were asking earlier. Hey, what does virgin have to do with the title? Hashtag virgin, hashtag attitude awards. She makes it, that is so, the leap in logic is free virgin flights. I guess Dylan has flights on Virgin. And that means you can... The joke doesn't follow. Oh, Dylan is a virgin publicly. Okay. That makes sense. That makes more sense than the joke about free virgin flights. Aww. That's... Had a series on her having her first kiss recently. That's friggin' adorable. Yeah, Kaylin, that's a really good summation. And I'm not even, like, super familiar with Kellie. And, like, she just doesn't seem... She almost has the Matt Walsh effect where she just doesn't seem happy. Like as a person. Like at her core. Like, you see her talk. Doesn't matter what it's about. It's usually probably about TERF shit. But, like, there's just... I don't know. It's like, it's like Roy Scheider's Jaws speech. Like, ever seen into a shark's eyes? It's like kind of... I get that same vibe.
So, yeah, it's like, it's so... I just thought... I really need the validation of everybody pretending they see a...
That's a weird thing to say, especially because I don't think, like, was Dylan, was she, like, petitioning for this? Was it, like, a campaign? She's making it seem like Dylan was, like, really pushing for this thing, that she needed the validation, but somebody probably just gave it to her. Or the editorial board of the magazine, I'm sure, nominated her. Molly Noyes, the TERFs in Dublin, we counter-protested there recently, just looked miserable, and the fash they were with were utterly livid. Yeah, that sounds about right.
Really attractive woman. Really need that validation so hard. So, yeah. So do join me on my quest to becoming a real woman. Like I said, I've got my penis tucked, my fake penis, so I could really feel like a woman. I thought I'd better have a penis and testicles, and I've tucked them in between my arse cheeks. I've now got help. I mean, my help is on the floor. So I do have some real fake breasts, because real breasts are like, who needs real breasts? Real breasts are just like so boring.
Again, the metaphor is just so confused because, A, real fake breasts as opposed to fake breasts? Real fake breasts? Fake real breasts. Very odd phrasing there. B, I forgot the point I was gonna make because I was so overdone. Yeah, real fake breasts TM. It's a brand name. It could be a brand name. Tea with Goblins. When KGK did her tour of Australia and New Zealand, she didn't care that Nazis showed up. Oh no, she really didn't care. Getting frustrated, her rally in Tasmania got shouted down and played the victim when huge crowds showed up in Wellington to tell her to fuck off. Yeah, she just likes to feel victimized. She kind of has the She's more prominent in her respective movement, but she has the like Laura Loomer effect, where it's the like that. I think it was a drill tweet. It's like just people keep telling me to shut up, and it just makes me get louder or something. Fox of Fate, Dr. Goblin, fancy seeing you here. The Amaranth Anarchist, I feel myself becoming Anglophobic. Oh, tell me about it. Gotta do our math. Fake breasts cancel out. Just become breasts. Oh, that's the other thing I was going to say is that, like, again, trans women, plenty of trans women just have real breasts. Like, they just have real breasts. Like, perfectly fine, normal-ass boobage. Like, it's not a uncommon thing by any stretch. That's what the hormone replacement therapy is for in the second puberty. Like, it's not, I don't... Also, the whole bit with her having a fake penis to be a real woman, but that, like, they're the ones who are always trying to say, like, another thing, along with getting said that, with people calling my hair a wig. Hey, no woofing. Along with people calling my hair a wig, the idea that, like, again, just a kind of feminine presenting non-binary person, that I've cut my junk off, in their words, not mine. It's just like, no, not all trans people want that, but they assume that all trans people do, because they don't understand anything about what they criticize. But then wouldn't it make more sense for you to not have the penis? And you could have just done a better joke with saying that you're ahead of the curve and you've already got a vagina. Like, you already had the surgery or whatever. Like, it's just it's so strange and confused. Okay, I thought all trans women are just big burly men in a dress. To them, maybe. Penis havers.
Boring. So instead, I have some actual breasts, but, you know, I'm going to get some fake ones anyway. I'm going to get some fake ones. God, oh my God, I love you guys. I love you guys.
The video is, like, getting blurrier.
I pretend to be really vulnerable as well the whole time. I've got to be vulnerable the whole time. And then next year, I believe I will be totally recognized by everybody that gives out I want a glamour award, I want an attitude award, I want something from Cosmopolitan, even though they don't recognize the clitoris, and maybe I'll just pretend I don't have one, just so I can win that woman award, because what woman has a clitoris? What woman has labia, vulva, vagina, ovaries? No woman has any of those. If you want to win an award, it's a penis and a tuck. Anyway, thank you all so much. I'm just...
I really... All right, we got a couple seconds left.
Anyway,
I know, like, Mockingbird, you've noticed that too. It's just getting blurrier. Like, it appears to be literally getting blurrier. Latvia, China, overs. Is she doing all right? No. Valerie, the lovely Italian. This is from yesterday. And her channel is, mostly stream highlights, from what I gather. No, thank you. The original hashtag adult human female channel. No, I don't have it in me to do another. That's not what the, look at, okay. Again, far be it from me to criticize other people's artistic work, but, this sign that appears to have been crudely cut out of a picture and also appears to be at two different angles and then has lens flare over it for some reason. And then this, who I can only assume is Kellie Jean K, which, ironically, it's supposed to say, I'm willing to bet, because her adult human female thing, her umbrella says man female, which, sorry, my dog is playing with a paper bag, which sounds like something they would call a trans woman. And yet, because she couldn't be fucked to size things correctly for this YouTube banner, yeah, no, Kobold, Billboard. I said Kobold, and I was going to say Billboard, and it just came out Bilbo. This is, like, it's literally just copy-pasted out of a picture. But again, like, look at the billboard compared to the structure standing it up. Adult man, female. Okay, I gotta, what was the name? Adult human female .store. We did it when, which local 161? It's the Britain. It's the British. It has a little black cat there. It's the same PNG. You're currently browsing the UK store. Oh, okay, they got one in, you know what? That's true. I want to go to the USA store. Witch, adult human. Oh, she has the Halloween for all the witches. Very cool, very cool, very cool, very cool. She printed out the Google definition because she doesn't understand how to screenshot. It's witch, adult human female, just obvious female. What a normal thing to wear. Do I? I think probably the funniest thing somebody could possibly do with Kellie J. Keen's store is to be a trans person and wear some of this stuff. Like, I don't, Kaylin, you're right. You're in the chat. You and me are thinking the exact same thing. I don't want to pay her money. I'm certainly not going to pay $60 for what I'm sure is, stock that is got off Wish. But it would be very, very funny if trans women showed up to, like, look, it would be very funny if the people who supply these kind of knew a guy and a box of them just happened to fall off a truck and, like, a group of trans women showed up to one of their hate rallies wearing a whole bunch of these. That would be peak.